You're listening to a DM podcast.
As the festive season descends upon us, I'm increasingly thinking about Christmas stories, and in particular, how they evolve over time, over the generations, how they change. I remember two stories that my dad always used to tell me. The first is, he came from a poor background. His mum would take him for his Christmas present experience window shopping. They literally would walk up and down the high street, and they'd look back in the day when you had, department stores, and they would look at things that would be nice to have as a present. No possibility that you would actually buy it and have it. You would just look at it. You go, oh, look at that nice racing car or that small little toy yacht, and that was his Christmas. You go, great, I've done my present giving or receiving, because you just sort of visually see presents that other well-off, better-off families would have. And the second story from my dad is about Clucky the chicken. My kids, they roll their eyes. Please don't tell the Clucky story, Dad. But where, again, poor family, and they had chickens, and, so it would be, they would produce eggs, and Dad, over the year, had become very fond of one, and it was basically his pet, Clucky. And after Christmas dinner, said, I can't find Clucky. And it was sort of embarrassed, awkward silence. Who's going to tell him? Anyway, but that's sort of two of my dad's experiences of Christmas. And then I think about my experience as a young kid. And it wasn't about getting presents or church, but it was around the sort of the family rituals. And to this day, I remember the excitement of being a young boy. And just utterly thrilling, leaving whiskey and biscuits and carrots at the foot of the shitty little Christmas tree that we had for Santa and his reindeers. And it was just utterly thrilling. And we'd come down in the morning, and there'd be crumbs of the biscuits, and there'd be a little bit of the carrot left, and just nothing to do with religion or anything, but it just like a lovely, wonderful, warm, loving family moment. And then I go down the next generation to my kids, and I wonder what they will be saying to their kids about Christmas. Because one of the things that we do in a vain attempt, Kate and I, to avoid the worst excesses of commercialisation is we do Secret Santa, where people draw two names. So we're a large family, so we don't buy presents for everybody. So if I don't draw Kate out of the hat, then I don't buy my wife a present at Christmas. So I've just got two people, out of the hat, and there's a price limit, so you don't spend too much money. And what it's supposed to be doing is making you think about the giving part of presents rather than the receiving part. And it sort of works. It's great. I think, Christ, what am I going to get those two people? Now I'm not against some of the commercialisation, because it's fun, and all the stupid rituals that that have been invented in the last 100 years, but I can't rid myself of the notion that there is a real, more important message around Christmas, that it's not bad for us to be nudged to think about, without being puritanical about it. But it's difficult to know how to do good. You don't want to do random things. You want to actually help those that are less fortunate than you if you can. And that brings me on to the wonderful Smith family, because they've got a brilliant Christmas link where 101 years ago, 5 business people on Christmas Eve were sitting around bemoaning the fact, exactly as I'm saying now, that the real Christmas message is about helping other people and thinking about other people. So these 5 businessmen, went and took presents and food and sweets and toys to a Sydney orphanage. And that started 100-year going strong charity helping those vulnerable people in need, because they sort of thought about the Christmas message. And now it's a charity that's got 1,000 employees and 8,000 volunteers and helps 200,000 kids every year. But so the reason I'm saying that is, for Christmas, I wanted to do an episode that was relevant, not just the Love Actually guy, that's fantastic, but someone who is more aligned to the traditional message of Christmas. And I am thrilled to say that I've got the CEO of the Smith family, the lovely Doug Taylor. He's a gorgeous, fascinating man with a moving and inspiring backstory. It was a real pleasure to listen to him telling his stories and recount his lessons working in a variety of charitable endeavours. So do tune in next week to hear Doug take the 5 Mile Life Challenge, and please, if you like the show, tell one of your mates, because it's a lovely growing community.